Hi, beautiful Aries. How are you? This is Mary Ellen. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Moonrise Cottage Soul Tarot. Here to do your reading on this beautiful day of the 11/11 portal. Yesterday, I was in a very sacred place in the Chaco Canyon, in the sacred kivas and the pueblos of the beautiful Anasazi people who were there thousands of years ago, just communing with nature, communing with the guides. I'm going to post a couple of pictures on the community tab, including the photo of the cards as they came out and a spirit guide that came to see me. So for you folks, here are the oracle cards that came out. Just the notion of beauty, of the many paths, the ways in which life shows up for you if you're willing to attend to it, and able to recognize the beauty of the unfolding of your existence, what my guides are talking about. And as many of you know, I'm in New Mexico, obviously, and I'm in another sort of makeshift little studio in somebody's loving kitchen. So that's why the reading looks the way it does. So let's jump right into it. It's interesting. When I was in, my guides are saying when I was in the sweat lodge, this is the theme that my guides wanted to talk about for you, Aries. It is about going into the sweat lodge. Clearly, that's what I was doing in that moment. In a sense, it's what I'm doing in my life on my spiritual walkabout. And my guides want you to focus on this day, in this week, as we go forward into the days of Pluto conjunct Saturn and Capricorn. This is what they want you to understand on a spiritual basis. This is how you walk. This is part of the many pathways. We're going into the sweat lodge, all of us. This literally blew right off the top of the pile of cards that I had sitting there. And so I thought, well, okay, I'm taking it because these had come out and I was getting ready to pull the message from my guides. So while we walk inside this sweat lodge in this way, walking into these days, walking into the portal, the 11/11 portal that's going to carry us through, I believe, in a sense, it's a foundation reading for certainly the rest of the year and as we round the corner, my guides are saying. So that's the beautiful goddess Coventina. She has her energy on us, her attention. You see the energy bubbling out of the vessel? We are the vessel. That is our spiritual activation. She is bringing us into form. She is known as the sacred butter churner. You see the portal in the corner of this card? So my guides are really wanting you to pay attention to all the things that are showing up on this in this sweat lodge way while we're on the road of many pathways in order to get to our destination. I love it. And as you can see, tower cards here, things are changing. But we are meant to be in the sweat lodge. That's the star card. It's the dreamer of growth. Bonded together now with the mind of the universe. That's the temperance that's going on. Allow yourself to be in this way, my guides are saying, because it is your destiny, Aries. And clearly, it's because of the changes that are coming. Some of you are bringing changes in your own life. This is the changer of truth. Male energy, very powerful, lightning strike. That which does not serve falls away because the sacred bowl gets turned over in order to finish a cycle. And we see all the wheels turning, particularly the wheel of destiny. Very interesting. So something really beautiful afoot. Of course, it's a soul journey. Because of the place that we're in these days. This is the Fool card. In this deck, it's about the soul and a Kundalini awakening. And literally another indication of going through a portal. A death process, and we see it also in the reading. Do you see the sacred bowl? Walking out into the universe to turn your destiny, to collect your healing, and that which is meant to come forward when these days finish the great changing of truth that's going on. And so for you, Aries, of course, it brings you to a very sacred, very powerful foundation. That's the Six of Wands. It's about victory. It's about coming through a rite of passage, having the tools you need. And I love that the fire element is there. And so we see this craftsperson looking into the void, looking into the mystery, and using the fire, the energy of passion, to create, co-create with the universe. That's what my guides are trying to tell you. So, they talk about the tapestry, they talk about your energy all the time. So the moment has come, of course, and most of you know. So the Chariot card, right? Love energy, The mover of energy is one who is awakened and activated. The horses are a symbol. Yes, you do have choices, but things are moving forward here on the earth and both in your own life, of course. And in this, like I just said, aisle, in this column where we have the Tower and the Temperance card, bringing forward shift and change in a beautiful, powerful way. There we have the Guardian of Truth. This is the changer of truth. It starts the energy moving upward into the soul chakra, my guides call it. So that's the High Priestess. She is the guardian of the sacred gateway, of all secret knowledge. Do you see? This is what my guides want you to understand. They're telling me to look at the illustration. There's the river. The Sacred Mother is behind her. So we have beautiful sacred feminine energy and sacred male energy moving things forward. And that, I have to cover this up because YouTube doesn't like it, but this is the Death card, pardon me, in this deck. A shamanistically led shift and change. This card is known as the Liberator of Devotion. I believe it's what all of humanity is going through. And this is how your energy will experience and attend to the shift and change that is meant to happen here. By going on this soul journey, the Fool stepping off a cliff, looking up, being in direct, my guys just said the word convention with the spirit realm by going through the sweat lodge. Do you see how it's really powerful? And something is liberated within you. And I think it's the knowledge. It's your energy. It's also the knowledge that you hold. Because look at that. Speaking about Kundalini, awakening, the perfecter of energy. That's the World card. So a great shift and change coming. We see a lot of indications of shift and change and destiny turning, the triple spiral of the birth, death, life, rebirth cycle. And there's a sacred swastika. 4 quadrants of the year coming forward, petals of wisdom being acknowledged, understood, collected, and it turns your energy in a very sacred way and brings forward this awakening to the world, as my guides were saying, okay, you as an actor in the shift and change, but also in your personal life, just in case you were wondering, see destiny turning again? Balance, 2 of Pentacles, bringing forward the shift and change and coming into being a student in the sacred lineage of wisdom holders. There's nothing about you that needs to be disguised. This young man didn't feel ready, so he put out a disguise, and eventually he took the disguise off and took up his destiny. And he's holding the holy scepter of the knowledge holder in his hand, and we see that he's walking down a new road. And he does have a teacher. The teacher shows up and says, don't worry about it. Of course, you're new at this. You're going to be fine. I'm here to guide you, but destiny is turning, and it is your moment. Wow, Aries, gorgeous. So let's take a look at your partner. All right, we see what's going on for you. For those of you that are partnered, and I realize not everybody is in every moment, but just in case, there may be somebody in your life that are having some kind of an awakening, a sensual awakening. My guys are talking about the senses more than the other indications of sensual awakening. Might be that too. But they are sitting in a very sacred place. They are standing still while the universe swirls within them and around them. I think they know, or they're going to come to a place of knowing about something really sacred. Something is shifting and changing. They may be having extrasensory perception. They may be suddenly becoming clairvoyant. They may be having sacred dreaming. And so the best advice for them and for you to help understand them and what they're going through, and if you're a cross watcher, same for you folks, okay? Stand still. Allow the portal to do its work. Allow yourself to shift and change. Let the universe come over you, my guides are saying, and sit in the light in your life while you're walking through your day-to-day life. It's quite lovely that that's showing up that way. So, Aries, your partner, as a foundation, my guides are saying, very interesting. We see a very similar notion. There's a 2 of Wands. They're in the process of making a decision. It's coming forward out of some inspiration because they're sitting in the swirl of the energy. And in some level, it's causing them to come to a great quiet within them. And in that place comes the inspiration, the awakening. The decision is made about how they want to move forward in their life, maybe in the relationship. But, always remember, in order to be in a sacred relationship, you have to support the person on their own path. So it's interesting. They are working really hard to get clarity. This might be a little bit overwhelming for them. They're putting in a lot of effort. They're rushing in to the experience they're having. And because we see this card is it's not facing you, it's facing out. I think this is them inside their own process, and they are feeling very passionate about what they are experiencing, and they're doing their best to come to balance with it. And the Page of Wands, new messaging, a new pathway coming forward. Looking at you, they want to speak to you. They want to be able to have conversations with you about what they are experiencing, about the inspiration that's literally coming to them out of this meditative state and the way it's changing their life and how they're attending to it. So it brings to them a little bit of, I think, internal conflict. You're both going through a great change. It might be very subtle, but nonetheless, it's impactful. There may be some challenges inside themselves, or there may be something inside the life that they already have. My guides are saying that they've already created for themselves. Now that things are changing, sometimes that brings some conflict. So 5 of Wands, a little bit of passionate arguing, maybe conflict of some kind, perhaps internal, as they seek to come to balance, to make the decisions about their life going forward while they're in this meditative state. It's not uncommon. Be supportive, be gentle. It may be that there are some things that are bringing conflict because of the shift and change. Might be some arguments going on. They're doing their best to bring clarity to their family, in the workplace, maybe with you, but I think it has to do with something outside the relationship, as best I can tell because of the way the cards are coming through. And so in this column, we have this sensual awakening, inspiration coming, the desire to talk about it, and the sacred lovers. So I think some of you are coming into a new relationship, and it's rocking your world a little bit. It's certainly rocking the world of your partner, and as all readers say, you know what, this could be vice versa. Don't get stuck on gender. Just understand the energy points as it relates to you, and you'll understand. So they are feeling something very sacred about their relationship with you, whether you're lovers or you're just best pals or it's somebody who's joining you in some kind of sacred process that's going on. Maybe they've joined you in the sweat lodge, and you just see this notion of standstill, and you've got sweat lodge. Might be somebody that you meet in a sacred space, or in a meditation class, or because of the way you walk through the world in these moments, you may draw each other together, actually. And so whatever this is about with your person, it does brings them into the full light of the sun, and they're able to ride forward on the abundance that's being offered to them by the universe. Some kind of sacred love bond. It might be a relationship. It might just somebody that you meet, and we're having it happen more and more. My guides have been talking about it for quite a while. The thing that people call twin flame, my guides call it quantum partnership. Someone who is a sacred activator for you while you're on your path. We draw each other together in these moments, and it does change our world. It's a very sacred turning, and you've got this notion of temperance. Look at that. This is what the universe has in store for you. This is how you are feeling. This is your energy inside this reading. And it brings, of course, shift and change, and it brings you straight to the temple. So something beautiful going on for you, Aries. I love seeing this. I love that your partner is reflecting the intensity of your fire energy. And maybe that's them sitting inside the moment of the awakening within the relationship. So if you're with a quantum partnership, there's lots of notion from my guides about let yourself be in the beauty of the moment. Stand there. Allow what is happening to come forward. Very important to stand in your own life, okay? And this person seems to be able to do this, which is good. And they're acknowledging their feelings and the fact that it's bringing some conflict to them, right? So anytime there's a significant awakening, a new partnership comes forward of some kind of quantum partnership. It brings someone into the full light of the sun. They're clearly going through their own process with a sacred partnership, and they're doing their best to get balance and to become My guys just said to become wise. They're talking about being able to see and understand. Just see how this person looks out. This person looks out. This indicates internal struggle. I don't think between the two of you, but maybe there's a resistance. Stand still. Allow your person to stand still. Allow this awakening to happen for them. It takes time. You've got to be supportive by leaving them alone to have their own process. And it's hard, especially when you have a big bang moment, if that's what this is about. Okay, gang? So do your best. Drop some messages. I'd love to hear from you. Doing my best to keep the weekly readings coming. It's a little challenging this week because of all the things going on in the background for me, but I love being here with you. So as my guides always say, click the like button. That's a way to give me an e-hug. And I look forward to being together with you next week. Go deep into this portal. It is what's meant for you. And allow yourself to be in the deepest place that you inhabit in your spiritual life. And rest there for a minimum of the next week in order to prepare yourself for the great shift and changes coming forward. So Aries, thanks so much for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week and to hear all the beautiful things that are going on with you. Hugs and kisses from my guides. Talk to you soon.